Hello, welcome back to my channel. Wow, that was a weird intro. I'm going to be talking about why it's so important to vote and to register to vote. The deadline to register to vote is on the 22nd of May, which is in 2 days. Today is Saturday the 20th, so the deadline is on Monday. Although I have read that you can still register to vote after that deadline, but you have to go to some kind of council place and explain what happened and why you didn't register, and then register. So it's a lot more complicated. I'm not going to be telling you who to vote for or who I'm voting for, because I think that's my own business, but if you do check my Twitter, you probably know who I'm voting for. Kind of obvious if you look at me as well, but I'm not going to be telling you that because that's up to you. Read through the synopsis of the manifesto, see what's best for you, do what you think is right. That's what's most important. First of all, I think what is most important to think about when you're coming to vote is that people have fought for your vote, especially women. People have died for your right to vote. People have sacrificed their lives, sacrificed their will and their freedom to give you the chance to have a say in what your future is. For example, the suffragette movement with women's rights and women's votes. Women's rights to vote. Think about the amount of people that can't vote. In countries that aren't democracies, countries that don't give them the right to say who they want in power, say who's controlling their rules, their government, and the way their country rules itself. Wouldn't you be annoyed if you were in their position and you saw so many people just sacrificing their right to vote and just not voting because they couldn't be bothered, or they don't think it's important, or they won't be listened to? Why wouldn't you take control of your right to vote and use it to try and make change, even if you don't think you can make change? It's not about your candidate winning. Even if your candidate isn't going to win, you should still vote, because there is a chance that you will change stuff. If every single person thinks that their candidate isn't going to win and so they don't vote, then obviously they're not going to win. But if you give them the chance to win and everyone votes that thinks there's not that much of a possibility, maybe we'll change stuff. Maybe we will. Who knows? I hope we do. You don't have the right to complain of what your government does if you haven't voted. I strongly believe in this. If you haven't voted and you have the right to vote, and you haven't bothered, or you haven't been able to, or you don't think you should, you can't complain about what the government does. Even if it's not the candidate you would have voted for that got in, or someone you support, you still don't have the right to complain because you didn't try to change it. You didn't try even a little bit. By putting your voting slip in, you didn't try at all. So you don't have the right to complain. If you take part and your candidate doesn't win, you still took part, you still tried to vote them out, or vote the people out that you don't support, and then you have the right to complain. Simple as. The percentage of people that don't vote is so huge that if they did vote and decided to vote, they would be able to change things. Many people don't vote because they don't believe that they are supported by the system. Many young people don't vote because they don't believe they are supported by the system. They don't feel like the system works for them or towards them at all, and that's why they don't vote. But if they did vote, you could change it. You could move it and start the movement to changing it. Look, I understand why you don't feel presented. I am part of a minority group, I really do understand, but if you don't vote, then you don't have the right to complain. You can't say that you even tried to change stuff. You can't say that you're working towards things if you don't show who you want to be ruling over you, I guess is the right word. The main basis of this video is please just register in time for the voting. The last day you can register is on the 22nd of May. That's in 2 days. Just go online. It takes literally about 3 minutes. I did it, and I have my voting slip just in front of me. And then place your vote on the 8th of June. Please, no matter who you're voting for, you need to vote. It's so important for you to vote. Like, I cannot stress how important it is, especially in this election. This election is so important. If you want to vote carefully and you do not support the Conservative Party that is in power at the moment, I will link a website down below that will tell you how to vote carefully. It's not as simple as voting a party that isn't the Conservative Party. You have to vote specific to your area so that you can take the seats away, the number of seats that are needed to be taken away from the Conservative Party to then give it to somebody else. I'll link it below, put your postcode in, and it will tell you probably 1 or 2 parties that's best to vote in your area. I hope you have a lovely weekend. I'm going to Comic-Con next Sunday, so if you see me, say hi. Good luck with your GCSE exams and your A-level exams and your AS exams. Laters.